So, great. We are starting our live stream. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm Olga Bondareva. I'm the founder of IBMA, Innovative B2B Marketing Agency. And we are also called Modem Up. We are now in the transition, like rebranding transition. So that's why I'm using the both names. And thank you so much for joining me today. And our session is called Social Selling on LinkedIn Practical Workshop. So be prepared for some practical exercises, and maybe you will implement something new on your LinkedIn page today to achieve business goals, to build your network. So I hope it will be really useful for you right today, right now, during this hour. So a little bit about myself. I will share it like this. So I'm the founder of the agency, as I already mentioned. And before the agency, I used to work for Microsoft, and I was responsible there for social media, for social selling, for LinkedIn marketing, and for employee advocacy programs for Central and Eastern Europe region. And there I first learned about a social selling as approach, and there I started experimenting with that. Then I started my own business, my own agency, and it's now a successful agency, and we are even starting new business directions. So we are not just a social selling agency anymore, we are a B2B marketing agency because we have this expertise. So, and I'm very excited about social selling as an approach, and I hope you you will as well. Now I live in Austin, in Texas, and I also study at the Stanford Lead online 1 year program. So it's everything is very exciting, and I am sharing my journey on my LinkedIn page as well. So I would be happy to connect with you. If you'd like, please send me a request, and we'll be connected. So let's talk about the approach. What is social selling? What is it about? It's about your personal profile development to achieve your business goals. Some people need, for example, B2B clients, B2B partners, maybe new career opportunities, or something else. For example, developing HR brand or something else. So any business goals you need, you can achieve with social selling. Even PR goals, because you can reach out to journalists, podcast hosts, or someone else. So you have a lot of opportunities to achieve your business goals on LinkedIn using social selling approach. And how it works, what kind of steps we have here. We start with, of course, we define your positioning on social media. It's important to position yourself as an expert, as a thought leader, as a person, of course, to add a little bit of personality to your profile. Also, it's important to, when you develop your profile, you start with profile design. You design your profile, and then you do several activities. For example, you connect with relevant people on LinkedIn. And in parallel, you create regular content and interact with your audience. We're using some reactions, comments, skills endorsements, or something else. And also, of course, it's important to jump to private messages. And there, in private messages, you can achieve your business goals, because in private messages, you can suggest to have a call or meeting and discuss some business goals, business opportunities. You can discuss potential partnerships, or you can just build your network in the more like soft and interesting way. So you can be creative here. We'll talk about it. And today we are going to talk about all of these steps and even more, because we'll start with your positioning and profile design. We'll continue with target audience growth, how to define your audience and how to actually find it on LinkedIn. We'll talk about regular content creation, how to find ideas, what kind of interesting best practices we have here. And we'll talk about networking interactions. And of course, about personal messages as well, how to achieve your goals in personal messages, how to maybe motivate people to answer your questions, and to maybe move to some next steps, like having a meeting and having some other next steps that can lead to exciting opportunities, actually, like deals or career ones or something else, what you need. So let's start with the first question. Are you active on LinkedIn already or not? And why or why not? It would be great if you just spend a little bit of time and share it in the comments. Are you active on the platform or not? So yeah, some of you are very active, and I'm happy for you. Some of you are not very active, but I hope my today's plan will help you to become more active, and it will give you some practical steps what to do. And today, all of the information I'm gonna be sharing today, it will be based on my agency experience. So it's very practical. It's nothing theoretical. It's only our experience and what really works for us. And I can see also the comment from Richard, at least once or twice a week. Yeah, it's great. So I think it may be about posting, but let's discuss what else we can do on LinkedIn. So first, we are starting with positioning on social media and on LinkedIn especially. And here, please be prepared to share it in the comments, because it's important that you formulate, you actually write it down and share, because we can discuss it all together. So for the positioning, what kind of questions it's important to ask yourself? First, what do I want to achieve? My business goals. And please share in the comments what kind of business goals you have for your LinkedIn personal profile. Maybe you would like to find clients. Like Lynette, she mentioned that her clients are here on the platform. Maybe you would like to find partners or a new job or attract employees or find some interesting opportunities to promote your personal brand or something else. So please share your business goals. And this is your first question. What kind of business goals you have and what do you want to achieve? And of course, it's important to think about your target audience. We'll go to this topic as well, and we'll define our target audience. And what kind of story do you want to tell? This is what we are going to talk about right now. So first of all, please share what kind of business goals do you have for your personal LinkedIn page? Maybe business or career goals. So anything you have. I will be checking your comments and we'll discuss your business goals, because it's important. Everything starts with a goal or several goals. It's very important. So let's check. Michael is sharing that he's active every day, placing content, responding to others' comments. Great. So I can see more replies. So please share your goals. It's very useful to start with the goals. It's a foundation of your LinkedIn activities is your goal. So for now, so if you feel not very comfortable sharing your goals on the platform in the comments, please just write them down for yourself, like in your maybe notebook or phone notes or somewhere else. So let's share it at least with ourselves. So I will double check. We have Stephanie shared that she's interested in thought leadership, relationship building, new business development, brand awareness. So many different goals, but all of them are business related, and this is great. So yeah, if you feel more comfortable writing it down for yourself, just in your, for example, notebook, do it. Okay, Michael wants to generate more clients and leads, collaborate with others. We'll talk about it. Richard wants to earn the specific amount of money regularly. Yeah, great. So probably, is it for business or is it for employment? Richard, if you'd like to specify, please do. Lynette wants to So you would like to develop your position as an expert in B2B sales, increase your sales by 35%. So that's great. It's very specific and I love it. Thank you for sharing. Anna wants to build her network for career opportunities. Yeah, that's great. So you're not alone with that. Richard probably wants the same. Michael wants to acquire clients and increase brand awareness. And Richard, yeah, wants to develop business. Yeah, okay. And Rashan wants to generate leads and clients. Yeah, actually, mostly B2B leads is and generating B2B leads, B2B clients is our specialization. So if you'd like to work with my agency, feel free to reach out. But what I'm going to be talking today is more, it's not only about lead generation. It can be used, all of these techniques, all of these mechanics, they can be used not only for lead generation, not just for B2B. They can be used for other different business goals and career goals as well. So I believe it will be relevant to you what we are going to talk about. So what kind of roles you may have for your personal profile? I will just make it bigger for a couple of seconds. And just would like to explain you what kind of roles I mean. So you may have professional roles in your profile. You talk about your area of expertise, your position and career path, maybe teamwork and people management if you are a people manager, some professional trends and reports. So you can definitely develop your professional role. And because LinkedIn is the business platform, of course, your professional role will be your number one priority. And also you can add some additional roles like personal roles and work-life balance, some roles in the intersection between professional and personal ones. So for personal roles, it's important to add a little bit of personality for your profile. And for your personal roles, you can talk about you as a parent, a volunteer, a community member, or something else. You can share your interests and hobbies, values, and some personal stories. LinkedIn audience values this kind of content, but of course, it's a business platform, so it shouldn't be a first priority for your profile. What else? Work-life balance. These are different stories and topics between professional and personal. They also work great on LinkedIn, so you can try doing it. And think about your professional and personal roles. What would you like to talk about on LinkedIn? And please share in the comments as well. We'll discuss it a little bit. So yeah, what kind of professional roles would you like to broadcast, and what kind of personal roles you can cover on LinkedIn as well? And while you're sharing, I would like to show you an example of how these roles can be distributed on LinkedIn. So of course, your professional role or your expert role is your number one priority, and it just gets most of the posts you create. And also you can use your, as a second professional role, you can talk about your work, about your job position at the company. So not just your expert topic, but also about your work. Also, you can use some visionary content, trends, interesting news, something what happens in the industry, and a little bit of personal content. It's just one example. You can do it differently. You can talk about your business mostly, for example, and a little bit of your area of expertise, or you can talk about your company and your job role more, and a little bit of your area of expertise. So it depends on you and on your personal profile. It depends on your business goal and on what you feel comfortable to share on the platform. So I'll check your answers. Yeah, Bichang wants to build brand awareness and has a question. How to reconcile that it's a B2B platform in my view, and I'm building a B2C business? Yeah, it's great. I believe, maybe I'm mistaken, but I believe that every B2C business is B2B, actually, because you have B2B partners, and it's always great idea to think about your B2C business as B2B, because you can find interesting opportunities to sell to companies what you're selling to end consumers as well. So think about it. And I believe that you will find a lot of B2B scenarios in your B2C business. And they help you to earn more and achieve more. And if you're building just B2C business and you don't want to go in B2B in any way, in this case, yeah, you can build your page for PR activities, for example, build relationships with media representatives and podcast hosts or someone else, or some other potential partners. So it also can work this way. So great, you defined your roles. You're going to broadcast on the platform, and we defined our positioning on LinkedIn, and we need to design a profile based on this positioning. How we do it? First of all, of course, it's important that your profile picture is bright and high quality and very positive with a smile. So it means that people can remember you and they can recognize you in their news feeds, even if it's just a small picture in their news feeds. They will recognize yourself. So as for the background photo, you can use it as a banner of your company or some of your personal achievements, or even just some neutral or business related pictures. So you can be creative here. And for premium users, LinkedIn Premium subscriptions, it offers to turn on a slideshow. So you can even have several background photos and they will change automatically, and you will have a slideshow on your page. You can also use it if you'd like. What else? LinkedIn profile headline. Here, we usually start with the job position at company and some keywords and achievements. I know that many people love just having this kind of profile headline, like I'm helping businesses or I'm helping individuals to achieve blah, blah, blah. But I believe that it looks not very natural on the platform. You need to look like normal LinkedIn user, right? To build trust, to build relationships. That's why we recommend just to, even if you're selling something, even if you're an influencer, not a just usual user, but we recommend to just mimic and look like any other user. So having job position and company, keywords, or and some achievements, and you will look more natural. And for the about section, here we usually try to avoid writing it as a resume. But of course, if your main purpose is to find a new job, of course, in this case, yeah, maybe it makes sense to write it as a resume. But in the other cases, for example, when you are looking for clients, think about your clients and use some storytelling and tell more about how you can help them, how you can help your clients, how to solve their problems, and add your about section with your contact details. Because of course, on LinkedIn, they can send you a message, they can find your contact details in contact details section, but the more places they can find it easily, the better. So I would recommend adding contact details into the about section as well. And don't forget about the featured section. This is the actually LinkedIn profile section people usually forget about. And you can't imagine how many times I've recommended just adding it. You can, for example, feature some of your articles there, videos, the best posts, like LinkedIn posts you have, or something else. So you can actually feature amazing things there, and they will be very, very visible because featured section is huge and bright and interesting. So what about putting X companies? Amanda said, yeah, it's for headline, I believe. Yes. I think that putting X companies, if they have a very strong and well-known brand, it's your advantage. I also have Microsoft in my profile. I don't work here anymore, but I mention it in my headline because, of course, it helped me build trust because I worked there, I have experience, I have the expertise. So, yeah, use it. If you have some brands in your experience, history, yeah, use it, definitely. So, I can see that Renee shared that I don't generally post personal content, but maybe I should balance it out. I enjoy others. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe think about what you feel comfortable sharing and try. Yeah, try just sharing one post, one personal post. People love it on LinkedIn. They interact with the personal content all the time. So when we just designed our profile, we need to think about the target audience growth. Because if we start creating content and we don't have many target audience representatives in our connections, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't you spend a lot of time preparing content, but of course you need audience to read it, to watch it if you're preparing videos. So we need to grow the audience on LinkedIn. How can we do it? We can send connection requests to relevant people, and everything starts with defining your target audience. So you can connect with potential clients, potential employers, your colleagues, current or ex, industry influencers, and potential business partners, or someone else like media representatives, some interesting communities and clubs organizers, or someone else you need. So what I recommend doing is defining your target audience. If you feel comfortable, please share in the comments who is your target audience. For example, for me, I connect with B2B marketing managers and directors from mostly from tech companies, but not only. We also have clients in logistics, in financial industry, digital, but mostly tech because I'm like ex Microsoft and I love tech. We work with AI a lot. And I also connect with some interesting potential partners as well and influencers. So, what about you? Please share who is your audience. It's important because, and I put this step even before content because I think that many people think that content on LinkedIn is very important. But I believe that before creating content, you need to define your target audience. And your content, your topics depend on it, actually, on your audience. So I'm checking. I believe we don't have comments for now, but I will check a little bit later as well. Maybe we'll come back to that. Let me double check. Yeah, welcome back to that. And when we defined our target audience, we need to find these people and connect with them. So send them connection requests. How to do it? First of all, we use just usual LinkedIn search, and we also use LinkedIn Sales Navigator if your search is very complicated, you need some additional filters, or you connect with many people and you need little bit to be more precise. Of course, in this case, you can buy a premium subscription and use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or you can use just usual LinkedIn search if it's enough for your goals. So what else? Industry groups and events, some influencers, active audience, people who like or comment under influencers' posts, and also LinkedIn just on LinkedIn, you have the section which is called recommendations. And LinkedIn gives you a lot of opportunities to connect with people who have the same, for example, background, same university, who works the same company or used to work the same company or same industry or from the same city. So it makes it much easier to connect with relevant people when you go to LinkedIn recommendations. If you're just starting growing your audience, in this case, I would recommend you to start with recommendations because it's just the easiest way and the most comfortable way to do it. Just go to this section and send connection requests to at least 5 people. So I would recommend you to do it right now. So go to LinkedIn recommendations. It's inside, you can click on my network, and then inside the section my network, you'll find LinkedIn recommendations. So yeah, and connect with some people, because it's very simple, and you will grow your audience this way. Before we go to the next steps, I will check your comments, questions. Michael shared that his target audience is other AEC executives and potential leaders. Great. Galina shared developer marketing executives, developer acquisition. Okay, thank you for sharing. Great. Yeah, you can find these people on LinkedIn using some keywords and filters. It's very easy. And for some advanced search, we use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And of course, we can also use some additional tools like Apollo RU or something else. So we've defined our audience and started looking for these relevant people. What we need to do next? We need to prepare regular content, because of course content is something what people can find on your page very easily. This is how they can understand you better, and they can start trusting you, because you can share your expertise, your case studies, a little bit of personality as well, with some personal stories. This is what we already discussed. And content, of course, is king when it comes to building a personal brand. And this is an important part of social selling, building your personal brand on social media, especially on LinkedIn. So this is quite a complicated slide. So what we have here, your content can work on different stage of your funnel, of your marketing funnel or sales funnel even. And most of your content will work on brand awareness goal. And what kind of content it can be: visionary posts, expert posts, some professional posts about your company and your team, and of course posts about your personality. It's also about your awareness, not the company's brand awareness, but your personal awareness. So then, consideration stage. Here you can use some product posts, how-tos, some case studies, and conversion related mechanics. Here you can post about your business proposals, partnerships proposals, event invitations to some other channels. For example, just subscribe to my newsletter or YouTube channel or something else, and exclusive content which you will give people after registration or after a comment or after something else. So these are different funnel stages and different types of content you can use. So, and how often people need to post on LinkedIn? We usually recommend posting 1 to 3 times per week, because of course many people, they post every day, especially influencers. But we are looking for some user-friendly solutions for those who have a job, have families, and it's enough. It's definitely enough to post 1 to 3 weeks times a week. Of course, 1 time a week is a minimum, so people just won't forget you if you post just 1 time. But 2 or 3 times per week, it would work better, of course. So I recommend you doing so. And it's more important to have a systematic approach. When you post on a regular basis and grow your audience on a regular basis, then just having the ideal perfect posts or a perfect page, well-designed page, you can have something not very perfect, but the systematic approach is key. So it's important to do it every week, regularly. It's the most important thing on LinkedIn that you can do. So let's check the comments and we'll continue. So while I'm checking the comments, I wanted to show you how your monthly content plan can look like. Of course, some people, they feel uncomfortable having a certain plan. And in this case, you can just maybe have some notes, just write down some ideas, maybe even record some audios or videos for yourself. And if you're a structured person, if you need a plan, yeah, here is the example of content plan you can have. Uh, as you can see, the post topics, they are split by roles. Let me show you. They are split by different roles, and you can actually have this kind of plan for yourself. It contains about here are, I believe, it's about 10 posts. Yeah, but you can have less, you can have 8, for example, or less, depending on you, on how comfortable it is for you. So I'm checking the comments. We don't have more comments for now, but I'll ask you a question very soon. So let's continue. So where can you find ideas for your content plan? While I'm sharing this information, please share in the comments. Please think about it and share in the comments what kind of content ideas you may have. For example, post topics, or just share a couple of ideas. What are you going to post about? Maybe you can inspire each other, and someone shares, someone gets inspired. So, and you can help each other to be more proactive on LinkedIn, to post something interesting in you. So please help each other, share your content ideas. So what I would like to talk about here, that you can have different content ideas, like you can find information from your experience, from some situation that happened to you right now, yesterday, today, or a week ago, or a couple of years ago. It's also relevant. Your thoughts and observations on some maybe industry related topics and events, some interesting news, analytics, and reports. Of course, target audience posts when, for example, you follow some people and you can get inspired by their posts and also create something on your own. Some questions and objections of your clients or partners. It's a great source of ideas. Industry influencers posts, they can also help with the inspiration. And AI, of course, you can brainstorm with AI. It's a great source of ideas as well, and you can get some additional opinion and reflection on yourself. I can see the question from Richard. How do you measure your success posting? I have been testing by the engagement or likes I get on my post, but I'm not sure if I am right. This is a great question, Richard, because I believe that the best metric for content is, first of all, the number of views, because some people, they feel uncomfortable liking and commenting on the content, but it's important that they read it or view it at least. If relevant people view your content, this is what you need. And first of all, the number of views, and second of all, you need to check who exactly views your content. You can't find the list of people, unfortunately, but LinkedIn gives you very detailed analytics on that. So you can, for example, check what kind of companies watched your content, people from what kind of companies, industries, job positions, locations. So it's a lot of information on the profile of your typical viewer of your posts. And if your viewer profile is relevant to your goals, we defined our target audience, remember? If it's similar to your target audience, it means that you are going to the right direction. If it's not, it means that probably that you need to connect to grow your audience and connect with more relevant people. So your ratio of your content will change after some time. So let me check some other comments as well. And we'll go to the next topics related to content and other steps here. So what tools do you recommend to use for content planning? Actually, I believe that just simple Excel table will help you. And also you can use scheduling if you'd like to. On LinkedIn, it has its own scheduling tools. If you'd like to, for example, prepare content for a week or two and just schedule it for the future. Dmitry shared that he would like to post about AI, trends, comps, and Google. Great. Sounds very exciting and very interesting. Mm, Galina is asking hard to create so much high quality content and not to post medium quality stuff. I believe that it's okay to post medium quality stuff because LinkedIn, on your profile, your content exists for maybe 3 days or a week maximum, and then people just forget about it because these are posts. They are not like blog posts on the website. They don't have a long tail after you posted it. So people will forget about them very, very fast. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend so much time and create a very, very high quality and perfect posts. Just create usual normal posts that and think about it strategically, that you need to organize the workflow so you can just have this systematic and disciplined approach, so you create content regularly. So for you, if you can create regular content only if it's medium quality, it's okay. The consistency, systematic approach, and discipline is the first priority. Quality is the second priority because it works much better if it's systematic, if it's disciplined. Then if you, for example, post once a year or once in 3 months, but it's a very high quality, it just won't work this way. So Galina is saying people love personal stuff. For example, challenges and failures. Yeah, they do. They do. This year, some of your challenges and failures, I think it will be really interesting. Who doesn't love reading how other people failed? Yeah. Yes, yes. But for my target audience, which, yeah, they don't convert. I believe that sharing your failures and challenges is important because your profile, your personal brand becomes more authentic on the platform and people start trusting you. But it's important to share not just your problems, share how you achieved, how you finally solved them, right? How you finally achieved something great, because this is how you you're honest, you're transparent, you are sharing your problems and failures, but you're a winner at the end, and you're a hero of this story. And this is important. If you don't do it, this positive end of the story, it just feels that you are complaining. But if you do, you are an inspiration to others. Yeah. So questions for B2C. Okay, for B2C, let's talk about it separately. Yeah, if you can send me a message, let's talk about B2C because, yeah, I think it needs some separate discussion. Tatiana shared that I live in Brazil, but audience is English speaking. And I noticed that viewing content from Brazil, even in English, especially with the tag of local people, gives coverage 4 to 4 times higher than posts about online events, where people from other countries are tagged. How do you increase visibility on a global level? How to overcome LinkedIn algorithms? And this is a good question. Actually, I believe that, of course, if you connect your LinkedIn activities with some on-site presence, like conferences, on-site events, or something, some local news, some local situation happen in your industry, or some updates, it works much better comparing to the situations when we just, for example, post about something more global, something which is not related to the certain country or the certain community, and it always works this way. So you can balance between more global content and local content, but just prepare that local content will always drive more engagements and likes and comments, so it works better. And when we prepare regular content, as we already discussed, regular content and systematic approach is the key. It's the most important thing. It's more important than content quality. So we can also start some networking interactions, networking mechanics, because this step helps us to actually achieve some business goals and to find new opportunities. What we've done before that, target audience growth, content creation, is a preparation. But right now, we will be talking about some mechanics that really bring results. So, first of all, what kind of networking strategies you can use on LinkedIn? You can react to your audience content. You can congratulate people on some achievements, holidays, birthdays, something like that. You can send them private messages, of course, like very soft ones. You can do some skills endorsements, comment on their posts, and you can tag people in your posts as well. And you can repost someone else's content, because people love when someone supports their posts, and they will be very grateful. So these kind of networking strategies you can implement. And for skills endorsements, it may sound weird, but it really works great. People usually feel very thankful, and they come to personal messages, say thank you, or they endorse your skills in return. So it's just a great mechanics. Congratulations always are great icebreakers, and some other tactics I've shared as well. And here is one example I would like to share with you. So we had a conversation with a lead with potential clients, and we had several follow-up messages, and this person just ignored us and replied nothing. And only after the Happy New Year celebration message, where when we wished something nice to this person, he replied for the first time, and he said, "Thank you. Happy holidays to you too. And let's catch up after the holidays. Looks like we didn't get a chance to connect in November." And he completely ignored us. But after just the usual congratulations with like Happy New Year and etc. So he decided to reply and come back to our like call proposition, which he completely ignored before. So it can work this way. So it's just funny how it may happen. And let's talk about networking in private messages in more detail, because it's very important. So what kind of networking messages you can send? You can introduce yourself and ask some questions about the person. Or I like this example when people send messages. For example, I have a challenge. I would like to meet, for example, 10 interesting people for a virtual coffee. And I found your profile. It's very impressive, interesting. I love what you're doing and your experience. I would be happy to just to have a brief call with you. So people will feel appreciated, they'll love it, and some of them will be ready to have a call with you. Also, you can share some valuable content. You can ask for their thoughts on some content or news or interesting updates. And you can invite them to speak at an event if you organize an event. For example, my colleague Kate, right now we are preparing for a conference, a social selling con. It will happen in October 1st, actually. We will announce it very soon. And now she's looking for speakers. And this is a great opportunity to build your network, because people from interesting companies on the great job positions, great roles, they are ready to talk to us, they are ready to participate. And of course, we have preliminary calls with all of them, we organize it. So it's a great, very nice and warm conversations with many brilliant people. I would just say brilliant. They are amazing. So if they're watching, yeah, thank you so much for participating in our event. And of course, you can also connect your networking messages with some on-site activities. For example, catch up during an industry event or something else, because online plus on-site, it's powerful. It's very powerful a combination when you somehow land your audience representatives to some on-site activities, some meetings, conferences, meetups, networking events. So if you meet on site, it changes everything. So that's why it's important to do so. Before we go to the next slides, I will share the comments or questions. Maybe we can also answer some questions. So, and then after that, we'll be talking about icebreakers and some other networking mechanics and follow-ups. Stay tuned. So let's check. Galina is sharing. I noticed that people are eager to add me as a connection, but it doesn't mean they'll read my message. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes, of course, it's important to do some follow-ups, because one message is not enough. Definitely, most of the people, they just ignore messages, and you need some follow-ups. Jennifer asked how to automate communications. Yeah, it's a full-time job to reply to everyone. That's true. Yeah, this is a great comment. Yeah, you can, of course, you can automate, for example, sending connection requests to relevant people. You can automate sending first messages and message sequences before someone replied. When someone replies, automation stops, and you need to continue manual interactions with people. So this is how you can do it. You can use different platforms. Like, I like Linked Helper. We use it a lot in our projects. Also, we have experience with Expandy, Get Sales. I also heard about a lot about Dripify, about Meet Alfred, and some other tools. So there are so many of them you can use, and you can automate it. Michael says, great content. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michael. So yeah, if you have any questions, please just feel free to post them, and I'll check questions later, and we'll continue right now. So icebreakers. Icebreakers help us to increase response rate or reply rate. And I believe Galina shared that people don't answer her questions. And this tip may help you to get more answers. So icebreakers, what is it? These are short and friendly phrases, and they help you to start a conversation, to just ease this awkwardness of starting a conversation with some new person you never knew. And it helps you just start with some warm and positive emotions, communication. So it's great. Especially when you don't know this person yet, and this is a cold communication. And what kind of icebreakers you can use? First of all, the best icebreaker that works really great is shared background. So if you studied at the same university, people will be very, very friendly to yourself. If you came from the same city, especially in the large countries with a lot of immigrants like the US, where I live. So if, for example, I find someone from the same city with me, we'll feel this like positive emotions for sure. Or something else, shared events. It also works great, especially if it's a specific industry related event. For example, when I participated in the Cyber Marketing Con, this is a conference for cybersecurity marketing professionals, I felt it's like the closed community where everyone knows each other, and it feels like just it's not it doesn't feel like a family, but it feels very warm and positive. So if I, for example, reach out to someone and mention that both of us, we participated in this conference, of course people will feel something good, great, because they love this conference, and it's something special for them. Of course, you can use some deep personalization, but it depends on how much time you have, and you need to do some homework and find something interesting about this person, because everyone is tired of some AI personalization. It's not deep and it feels AI generated. Of course, you can use some humor or irony or just some funny phrases. And you can use some congratulations, of course, if it's appropriate for the moment. And these icebreakers, in our experience, they may increase your reply rate twice. I didn't believe it when I first saw the report when we implemented icebreakers in one of the projects, but it works amazing. So icebreakers, they really help. And let me check the messages. And while I'm checking, I will show you one more important thing, that it's important to do some follow-up activities, because of course people get distracted and they can just miss one messages if you just send one. And we send message sequences, not just one message. If it's a networking message sequence, you can send up to 3 messages. If it's a lead generation message sequence where you offer something and people understand it, it's very transparent. In this case, you can send up to 5 messages. And actually, the last one, the 5th one, is usually the closing message with the open door, where we are saying like, yeah, I understand that it's not the right time for you right now, but I would be happy to work with you in the future. And a person feels that, oh my God, this is the last opportunity to maybe to talk to this person. And sometimes they reply better to this last message. Usually the first message works the best, the second message is on the second place, and this last closing message is on the third place for the efficiency. So it's just funny and interesting how it works. So let's check comments. I can see more comments for now, and I'll check other platforms. So let's go. So we've done everything. We've started with, let me actually jump a little bit back to show you everything what we've done today. So we've discussed how to position yourself on LinkedIn and design your profile. We've discussed how to grow your audience and what kind of content you can post, what kind of maybe content plan you may have, and ideas, what kind of networking and lead generation mechanics, tactics, and activities you may implement. And then I would like to jump to the section where we are talking about the analytics, how to actually measure and assess all of your activities you are doing. And it's not an easy question. If you use automation, it's a little bit easier, because automation usually helps you to automatically count your connection rate or acceptance rate, how people accept your connection requests. It helps you to analyze how they reply to your messages, and the rest of it you can do manually. And also, LinkedIn has its own amazing content analytics. So as we already discussed with Richard when he asked questions about how to measure your content effectiveness, we just discussed that you can check the number of views, and when you click to the number of views, you can get the detailed analytics of the portrait of your typical viewer. with the details by company, job position, industry, location. So this is a lot. It's great that you can assess who exactly views your content. And there is a metric which is called social selling. And I believe this is a vanity metric because it doesn't give you understanding on how your business goals are achieved and how you go to your goals, how you go step by step. It's just tells more information about how you use the platform, what kind of features you use, what kind of features you don't use yet. So I wouldn't just spend much time and trying to increase your social selling index. It doesn't have a lot of sense. Yeah, so what I would focus on, of course, some inbound metrics. Engagement rate, how people interact with your content. View rate, it's the most important, and who exactly views your content. This is the most important metric in terms of content. Profile visits, of course, if you post, if you grow your audience, people will be actively visiting your profile. So it's important to check who visits and are they relevant people or not. And outbound metrics, connection rates or acceptance rate, how they accept your requests, how they reply to your messages, how they convert to the next stage. Maybe they become interested in your services, interested in what you are offering to them, or they can convert to a call or meeting or some next steps. So these metrics, I believe, are more important comparing to, for example, social selling index. So, and at the end, I would like to share who we are. We are IBMA or Modum agency. Remember, we're in transition of a rebranding. We are a team of a little bit more than 30 specialists in B2B marketing and social selling. And our agency was founded almost 7 years ago. We'll celebrate our 7th birthday this July this year. And we work with different companies in tech, financial industry, logistics, and digital. And we have some of our case studies on our website, modumup.com. You can check them out. And also, I would like to share my contacts, my email. If you have questions, comments, requests, feedback, feel free to reach out. This is a QR code to my profile. If you would like to send me connection requests, I would be happy to connect with you. And here is our website as well. So thank you so much. I will check the questions. If we have more questions, I will spend some time answering them, of course. But in general, we just went through social selling steps, not in in-depth format, but this is what we can do in LinkedIn Live format. So thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you all. So let's check some comments and questions. So it's loading for now. Yeah, I'll check. I can see that my number of new connection requests is growing. Thank you for connecting with me. I appreciate it. So, questions. What do you mean by in-person meeting invitations? I mean that you can do it on LinkedIn. For example, invite people to meet maybe on some existing events like conferences, meetups, or networking events, or you can organize your own on-site event and in-person event and invite people to meet there. Because if you, for example, use LinkedIn to build some on-site, in-person connections, it's much more powerful comparing to just, for example, Zoom calls or something like that. So it would work much better. So I can see that Michael shared also some automation tools. Yeah, thank you. Similar to what I've recommended. Yeah, Galina is saying that niche events work great. Yeah, Rashan said thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, thank you so much, Kirk. Irina, thank you as well. Dmitro, thank you so much. Copy of your slides. We'll think about it. Maybe we'll share it together with the recording to all of the registered participants. And Marina says, Thank you as well. So I believe we don't have more questions, so I'll just finish the live stream. So thank you so much for joining me today. It really means a lot that you spend your time with me. So great. I will definitely invite you to our future live streams. We usually organize them once in 2 months. So yeah, don't miss the next one this summer. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.